This is the reason why I'm putting my phone down at this point. In the immortal words of Marlon Winans, I don't want to know. If you're playing me, keep it on the low, because my heart can't take it anymore. I have been sitting, watching movies, and watching stuff about, being complacent, about, starting something and don't finish it. I have been resting, even though I couldn't go back to sleep. Well, I did take a short little nap, but it was really nice just to not pick up my phone. And then something just said, pick up your phone for a second. And I did. And now I realize why I'm going to put my phone down and not stroll and not look at nothing. Because I need people to understand that when it comes to negativity, nothing changes. It's just they got to find some fools and dummies that are going to be willing to do whatever it is they want them to do, whether it is willingly, by force, or by lies, manipulation, bamboozling, leading somebody astray, cheating, whichever way you want to call it. So the fact that Donald Trump is now having to backpedal when it comes to this Iran war, talking about they're in talks, knowing they're not in talks, just like he backpedaling when it comes to TSA. See, this is why I say, tomorrow is going to be my podcast at 11 o'clock. And then I'm going to finish packing and finishing the stuff that I need to do. And if y'all don't see me the next couple days, that is only because I'm packing. That's it. And when I finally get home, because I'm going to have to get on an airplane, and my friend said it wasn't so bad at the airport, so I got to find out on the second when they're going to move my stuff. And I had to pay somebody to move my car because I cannot drive it. So I'm going to be on a plane going back home. So everything will be in the car that I'm going to have put in the car. And then everything that'll be moved, I'm going to put in storage. So I just find it really, really, really hilariously funny how y'all act like this stuff ain't been going on. The sad part about it, it's been going on. It's never changed. It has never, ever, ever changed. But now they have the people that's stupid enough to believe it backing them. They have the people that are fools that really believe that by doing all of this, it's going to make America great when it's tearing this country apart. This country is not going to be destroyed because of a war. Nope. It's going to be destroyed because of its own government within. So when Iran posted what they posted, I'm not surprised because it's actually accurate. So getting on here watching this stuff and being on some fear-mongering nonsense, instead of us sitting up here being in fear-mongering, why don't we start coming up with some solutions how to stop this nonsense? Because sitting up here every day talking about this stuff is not going to change what's happening. Now, I'm not saying go and march and be stupid. I'm not saying that. But there's only one way that this is going to stop. And that's if y'all stop buying stuff. If y'all only buy what you need, stop going out to eat. Go ahead and go on your vacations. Just don't go in the United States. Like I said, they about to put student loans back on credit. Well, guess what? The student loans are still on our credit. That ain't nothing new. They're still on our credit. Mine are still on mine. I don't know why they thought that your student loans were not on your credit. They're on your credit already. It's just with all these lawsuits that are going on, they're slowly getting rid of all of them. Now, the funny thing about this is, to all the people that don't know anything about credit, it stays in credit for 7 years. Okay. So let me give you an example of how this is supposed to work. They can only keep something on your credit for 7 years before they have to take it off. So my father just passed away. We have people already talking about stuff going to credit because he did. What's even more funny about it, if you somebody that is the administrator of that estate, all them bills, that whatever bills he got, come to you. So for example, if he has a bank account with money in it, and before you can even touch any of it, any bills, any money that gotta be paid, they gonna pay that stuff off for it first. They cannot put nothing in your name if your dad or mom does not have an estate. So for example, if your parents had an apartment, then basically you don't need an estate. But if you have a house, you're going to need an estate or have a prorate where it can basically go into the person's name. Now, if the person put the house in somebody else's name, then no, you don't have to do an estate. So if they put on the deed, for example, my mom, me, my sister, if anything happens to us, then yes, there will have to be an estate that will have to be set up for me and my sister. So the house will go to the kids. So it's really crazy how this thing with medical bills, now they're putting medical bills back on your credit. That's why I've been back to the doctor. It's insane, the fact that they're trying to keep people in debt, and then they wonder why people can't shop. Y'all sitting up here going to all these concerts and making these people rich, and yet you're broke. Like I said, going on a cruise is one thing because you're going out of the country. Flying out of the country to go on vacation is one thing. But what they're truly mad about is the fact that y'all not spending money within the United States. Disneyland and Disney World are losing money because people do not go to Disney World like they used to. And they don't. And don't get me wrong, it's still crowded, but people are not traveling from overseas to come over here. And Disney World is around the world. They got one in China, one in France. They got pretty much Disney everywhere. So there's no need for them to come over here at this point. None. Most of these billionaires are making money outside of the United States, so they'll be just fine. So unless the people in the outside of the United States basically kick them out, that's the only way that that's going to happen. So I just find certain things funny. I just really do. Certain things are just funny to me because, like I said, this is nothing new. This has been going on. When it comes to stealing people's land, when it comes to developers coming and taking land and people having to move out, that's been going on. When it comes to people going to jail because they're committing crimes, that ain't nothing new. When it comes to divorce rate and being single mothers, that ain't nothing new. When it comes to all this other stuff, when it comes to negativity, it's nothing new. It is what it is at this point. So, all I can say is, y'all better get ready because ain't no change coming. Because come November, they going to vote these Republicans right back in. It's going to be the same nonsense. Every time you think these people going to finally see the light about these Republicans, they vote them right back in. They ain't got to do all this stuff. It's not even necessary. Because racism, discrimination, diversity, and division run this country. And at the end of the day, so does greed and envy. It just does. The 7 deadly sins. So no matter what we do, they're still going to vote Republican.